either she was going to kill her parents, or her parents were going to kill her. You know, she was living at home, and they were just tired of her talking about all this stuff, and you know that things were okay, and so on and so forth. And I said, you know, give up, take that out. You know, don't even discuss it. Just you know, get to be friends again. There's a plan A, which is to try to convince other people that things aren't right and you need to do something. Everybody that's that could be woken up is already woken up. So when somebody like an Ann Coulter writes a book, 99% of the buyers are conservatives that totally agree with her. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. So yep. I've told them just stop trying to convert people and take care of yourself. So I reach out to that 2% who are awake, yeah. So they can work at saving themselves.
Yeah, I mean, look, the bottom line is that for those of us who are awake and know what's going on and have quantifiable, concrete information that we want to share with our loved ones and our family and our friends, it's real natural to want to get up on the rooftops and scream and shout about this stuff to try to wake people up. But there does come a point where it's misplaced energy, because those without the eyes to see and the ears to hear will not hear you, and they will not see this information, and they will just think you're nuts. So the best thing that you can do when it comes to loved ones and family and friends is know that they've heard you probably enough times at this point, and it's best probably, I agree with you, Gary, just to try to maintain these relationships so that you can be there for those people to help them, I think, when ultimately the crap hits the fan. To take it a step further, Gary, that probably fits right in with your survival book in the sense that each one of us has to mentally survive, and part of the mental survival for those of us who are informed is to know when to just lay off, and because we need to keep our own mental health. And screaming from the rooftops when no one's listening, that's just a good way to wear yourself out.
Right, and you want to remain friends with these people. They're loved ones, they're family, they're whoever. So just get off the topic. If you want to be really nice, prepare for them as well. Like, for instance, I'm prepared for about a dozen people to survive for a year. And that includes includes all of my family and a couple of friends. Mm-hmm. They may not want to even talk about it now, but I can tell you, if there's a major disaster that comes along, man-made or by nature, I've taken care of them. They don't know it, but I've done that, and yeah. That's it's not that expensive to be a prepper. To do it full bore is a few $1,000s. For under $1,000, you can really do a good job.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gary. Well, let me ask you this. I wanted to ask you about your opinion about something quite topical in the news here. The Attorney General, Eric Holder, is under considerable pressure for apparently perjuring himself as it relates to this Guns to Mexico program, Fast and Furious. I know that you are quite in tune with the Obama administration, and you've exchanged some emails with me in the past about Eric Holder specifically. What's your take on all this?
Well, I was just watching a video on it, and the Obama administration basically they are ignoring the Constitution. They're just ignoring the law, and they're in the branch of government that's supposed to enforce laws. So they don't. If who do you go to file a complaint? Well, you go to him. So you can't do that. So they just basically do what they want.
Yeah. It's a real shame. For those that haven't been following the story, I encourage you to Google Fast and Furious, and it was the program by which this government got arms into the hands of Los Zetas and the Mexican gangs, and that's where the guns are coming from, folks.
Yeah, there was a border agent killed by it.
Yeah, and so the guns are headed to Mexico straight from our own government, which is it's beyond shameful. So, Gary,
absolutely. If I could, let me drop in a couple of real quick comments so that we don't leave them out, because I do believe they're important. The mysterious Andrew Maguire, how China intends to take down the COMEX with the Pan-Asia Gold Exchange.
Right.
And I really believe that's going to happen.
Yeah, we've been following that closely. It's actually open for business, and Eric Sprott and John Embry both agree with Andrew Maguire that this is a game changer. So we're watching it very closely.
Is. Yeah, the LBMA and the COMEX game is up. Those that are heavy shorts are going to be in a big problem. And James Dines, who doesn't change his opinion very often, and he is one to be listened to, now says silver will jump 10 to 50 times in price in the near term. Well, what's near term? It could be a few years or less. It could be next month. It could be 2 years from now.
Yeah, Dines is basically calling for $300 to $500 silver in the future. So
right.
That's
and if you take off all of the suppression, that's what it should be. If you just remove the suppression that goes on, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
There are two YouTube videos that everyone that follows all of this, for most people, it's like walking into the middle of the fifth inning. You don't know who's playing. You don't know who the players are, what the score is, anything else. You need to get back to the first inning to know what the world is really doing. There's two videos. One of them is called The Money Masters. Mm-hmm. The second is called Season of Treason. Mm-hmm. Watch both of those, and your mind will at first you won't believe it, but it'll reset everything for you, and then you'll see everything in a totally different light.
Absolutely, and we're going to try to remember to link to those below in the more info section, guys, so you can click below, and hopefully I will remember to do that. Money Masters is the classic documentary by Bill Still, and Season of Treason, so we'll link to both of those. And Gary, I think your point is that for people to whom this stuff is relatively new and want to learn more, those are two resources to really learn the history of what we're up against.
Yeah, if you've been watching mainstream media or even some alternative media, watching those two videos will just, they're all backed up by so much proof. They are accurate. They're real. It will change your mind. You'll say, what have I been doing all my life? Everything is different.
Yeah. So, Gary, before I let you go, I wanted to ask one more thing about your opinion of a pretty hot topic out there in YouTube land. It's not something I follow closely, but I definitely think that there is a reason to pay attention to what people have been calling Planet X or Elenin, and I just want your opinion on that. Do you follow that issue very closely?
I'm suspicious of it. When I see things like USGS changing data when it pops up on their screen automatically, and it shows an earthquake where it shouldn't be or whatever, all of a sudden it gets wiped off. Or NASA feeds the video of the sky to Google. You can go to Google Sky, and there's a square cut out of the digital video that goes to Google, and that digital square that keeps moving is right where Elenin is. Well, why would they do that? So by them doing all those things, it just makes me suspicious.
Gary, just to recap so people know how to find you on YouTube, your YouTube channel is W0TM, correct?
Correct, And my email address, if you could just go to Infinite Dangers, my email address is right there.
Okay, that sounds great, Gary. Let's be sure to get back in touch with each other again and do this sooner than later. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Until we talk again, take care of yourself.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for all your support. Good night.